The origin of Japan's fire service dates back to the Bukebikeshi firefighting unit and the Machibikeshi firefighting unit established in the Edo period. While the fire service has been modernized along with the dawn of modern Japan since the Meiji Restoration, the Tokyo Fire Department, TFD, was also part of the police organization for a time. The TFD started as a municipal fire service organization after the Fire Organization Act was enacted on March 7, 1948. The TFD now covers almost all the jurisdictions of Tokyo. The TFD's vast service area is divided into 10 fire district headquarters and 81 fire stations. The TFD deploys about 2,000 fire vehicles, including state-of-the-art fire helicopters and fireboats. Approximately 18,600 personnel work 24 hours a day to deal with any disasters and protect the lives and property of Tokyo residents. Disaster response. I am a member of Fire Engine Unit 1 at the Rinko Fire Station. The main duties of the fire units are to fight fires and save lives during disasters. We train in simulated fire conditions. When training, we assume there are people trapped on the second floor when the first floor is on fire. I'm passionate about becoming a commander. I keep training hard and gaining a lot of experience at fire scenes. I have been in the TFD for 8 years. I'm the fire engine driver for Unit 1 at the Rinko Fire Station. The main duties of fire engine drivers are to drive the vehicle quickly and safely to the disaster scene. It's my job to quickly find a fire hydrant and start pumping water. Obviously, we need to arrive at the scene as soon as possible. It is very important for fire engine drivers to drive safely without causing traffic accidents. That's also a crucial part of my job. I'll keep improving my skills and gaining experience to become a better fire engine driver. In the long term, I want to be involved in training younger fire engine drivers. I'm now a fire engine officer at the Rinko Fire Station after I joined the TFD in 1983. I give orders to our subordinates at the scene of a disaster as a unit leader. My main duty is to ensure safety at disaster scenes. Safety always comes first. Each firefighter has their own goals. I strive to help them so that they can work to achieve their goals. I want to develop the company to be trusted and loved by citizens. I have been with the 9th District Fire Rescue Task Forces for 3 years. The task forces mainly deal with NBC disasters, and we respond to complex disasters like earthquakes and forest fires. We do training with large rescue equipment that is larger than that regular fire engines and rescue teams have, and use it to save lives during disasters. We have highly specialized vehicles and equipment. For example, we have positive pressure protective suits, clothing that protects against poisonous substances, pressurized vehicles that prevent gases from getting inside, and chemical analyzers. We start learning the basics at the Fire Academy, then we're assigned to a fire station and take many different department exams, rescue company exams, chemical disasters exams, and more. We can only join this task forces after passing the exams and completing training. All the task force members have excellent skills, knowledge, and experience, but I still have a long way to go in many aspects. I receive hard training every day so I can match my peers' abilities. Each member has their own personality and works hard every day to save lives. The task forces work to protect the lives and property of Tokyo residents, building up our strength as a team. The TFD has many other specialized units that respond to all kinds of disasters. The aviation unit and air fire rescue task forces collect information, fight fires, rescue people, and conduct other activities from the air. Fireboats and water rescue companies work on water to help ships and rescue people in rivers, ports, and at-sea disasters. Mountain rescue companies fight forest fires. Nuclear, biological, and chemical disasters are handled by hazardous materials units. In the event of large-scale disasters, unified task forces work with many vehicles. The command car has many communication tools and is used to direct operations and issue orders. The first aid team began to operate in 2020. HQ rescue operation forces operate in major disasters. The TFD can respond to all kinds of disasters. Emergency Medical Service, EMS.
Paramedics do the following work. They rush to examine and treat patients and swiftly transfer them to the hospital suitable for their condition. We are trying to provide a sense of security by helping the victims and their families who need assistance. I want to continue working in emergency services so that I can be a paramedic who can give the best treatment to the victim in front of me.
In our aging society, the number of ambulance calls is constantly increasing. We are trying to shorten the arrival time for ambulances by adopting the Mobility Ambulance Unit system, which changes its location depending on the time of day, and the ambulance responds to emergencies only in the daytime. At the Emergency Telephone Consultation Center, the consultation team works 24/7. Nurses, doctors, and people experienced in EMS. They give advice on whether to go to the hospital or to call an ambulance in the case of sudden illnesses or injuries. Fire prevention. I work in the fire prevention section at the Rinko Fire Station. I give instructions on how to build fire-resistant buildings at the planning stage, because you cannot redesign it once the building is completed. Although it's a little difficult to persuade people because they want to cut costs, I try to convince them that safety is more important than the cost. Persuasion is extremely difficult. We check out the blueprints at the fire prevention branch as well. We also have a chance to inspect the basic frameworks of buildings. My job feels worthwhile when I see people move into those buildings and fill them with life. I also feel the same way when I'm happy to hear children's laughter in lively apartment blocks. I think it's a very rewarding job, because our job is both to prevent fires and protect Tokyo residents from fires. I want to talk about the appeal of this job to our new personnel.
I now work as a fire prevention inspector in the fire prevention section of the Rinko Fire Station. I used to respond to disaster scenes as a firefighter when I joined the fire service. But later I married and gave birth, so now I serve as a fire inspector. The fire inspection branch carries out on-site inspections for buildings, offices, restaurants, and hazardous materials facilities to protect buildings and prevent fires. We conduct on-site inspections to instruct building personnel on how to handle fires and to check if there are any obstacles to evacuation on the stairs. I think this work helps people prevent fires. I find it rewarding to interact with Tokyo residents through on-site inspections.
I have been in the current job for 8 years. I investigate the cause of fires as a fire investigator with the fire investigation section. I search for the cause of fires from the ashes immediately after the fire has been put out. My job is to identify how the fire started, spread, and caused casualties. If I find a lithium-ion battery in the ashes, I'll examine it for clues. I'll take an X-ray and then dismantle it using a microscope camera and other tools to see whether there was an internal short circuit. I find it rewarding to try to reduce the number of fires by finding their cause and preventing other fires. I want to be an investigator trusted by all in representing the organization. The TFD issues the Fire Safety Building Certification to recognize buildings with a high level of fire safety. The public announcement system provides information on violations that the TFD has grasped through on-site inspections, such as a lack of firefighting equipment, so people who use the buildings can find out safety information about them. Disaster preparedness. There is a 70% probability of a magnitude 7 earthquake striking Tokyo within the next 30 years. The TFD makes every effort to prevent disasters by conducting disaster preparedness drills to improve local disaster prevention capabilities.
I'm in charge of the Life Safety Education branch of the Fire Suppression section. Fire drills involve training so that everyone can take the right action when a disaster strikes. The TFD offers a firefighting training van, an earthquake simulation truck, and a VR disaster simulator truck so that anyone can participate anytime. We are promoting the concept of self-help, mutual help, and government help through disaster prevention drills to prepare for unexpected earthquakes. You will know what to do in disasters by participating in local disaster drills. I hope to see you there. I have been in the Hikarigaoka Volunteer Fire Corps for 8 years. I'm qualified to teach extended first aid courses, so I visit schools and women's associations to teach first aid courses and give lessons on using AEDs. I have continued my Fire Volunteer Corps activities while working for a company since graduating from college. Our Fire Volunteer Corps members are very kind and help me as we work together. It's not always easy, but it's very rewarding. I hope more employed people join the Corps and help us out. I've lived here since I was in elementary school, so I want to contribute to the community through the Corps in the local area.
For a safer tomorrow. The Fire Academy offers education to new fire personnel and conducts officer training courses, technical courses, and other training programs. I currently teach new recruits at the Fire Academy. I give them the knowledge they need for work and hold training sessions with real fires. I'm strict when instructing students because they'll face many hurdles and difficulties when they are assigned to a fire station. I'm tough on students, so they will stay mentally and physically strong in order to overcome those hardships. I'm sure that each student will go forward in their own way to achieve their goals. I want them to move forward with the feeling they will never give up, no matter what difficulties they face. At the Fire Technology and Safety Laboratory, our staff members take a scientific viewpoint to ensure the safety of residents and firefighters. I work in the laboratory's hazardous material identification section. At the laboratory, we conduct testing and develop better technology from a scientific viewpoint to achieve safer communities and more effective disaster scene activities. The laboratory has 4 sections. Each section does specialized work by using the kind of science you learn at college: physics, mechanical science, biology, kinematics, and other fields. I'm working on very specialized tasks now, but I want to be a professional firefighter with a wide range of duties. The maintenance shop checks fire trucks and all other equipment so they can perform at their best. The staff members also train fire stations on maintenance techniques and do on-site repairs at disaster scenes. I work at the shop's special repair and maintenance branch as a maintenance officer. This branch does special inspections on ladder trucks and ladder equipment. I used to repair automobiles at a car dealer, but I changed jobs because I always loved ladder trucks and other fire vehicles. I always make sure to maintain fire vehicles well so they can perform at their best at disaster scenes. We aren't directly involved in saving lives, but I'm proud that the vehicles we maintain do well in disaster scenes. Tokyo continues to grow as the capital of Japan. The TFD's mission is to protect the city's future and normal life, so that people who live, work or visit here can enjoy life.